The whispering vines, a betrayal of their own. The jungle canopy was a suffocating green, sunlight barely piercing through. My lungs burned, each breath a ragged gasp. Behind me, the heavy panting of a lion, its paws thundering against the damp earth. I am known as Hazel. I have long brown hair, now a tangled mess, and blue eyes wide with a primal terror I never knew I could feel. I tripped over a root, my body hitting the ground hard. This was it. I turned, trembling, as the lion crouched, its muscles coiling. It was going to pounce. My life flashed before my eyes, a short, unremarkable film. But then, a blur of motion. A figure landed between me and the beast. She was breathtaking. Ethereal. Her hair was a cascade of ash white, impossibly long, and her eyes, a startling, vibrant purple. Her skin looked like polished porcelain. She wore a simple black tank top and skirts, an odd sight in this wilderness. The lion, momentarily confused, changed its target. It lunged, not at me, but at her. She was strong, but the sheer force of the animal sent her stumbling back, right towards the edge of a cliff I hadn't even seen. She slipped. My heart seized. Without thinking, I scrambled forward. My fingers closing around her wrist just as her feet left solid ground. The weight was immense. I pulled with everything I had, muscles screaming, until she was back on the ledge, panting beside me. "I'm Hazel," I managed to say, my voice shaking. She looked at me, those incredible purple eyes holding a depth I couldn't quite fathom. "Eleanor," she replied, her voice soft but steady. "But you can call me Elaine." The adrenaline faded, replaced by a cold, dawning horror. We were lost. We were both from the same school trip to the Amazon, a month-long excursion that was supposed to be the adventure of a lifetime. But now, we were separated from our class. I checked my watch, the screen cracked but functional. Our plane back to New York left in a few hours. Panic bubbled in my chest. We had to get back. Now. Elaine seemed unnervingly calm. It was only later that I found out why. I had been lost for a week. She had been surviving out here, alone, for over a year. That calm wasn't just composure. It was a hardened shield forged in solitude and constant danger. She became my guide, my protector. We navigated the treacherous terrain together, a desperate race against the setting sun. Her knowledge of the jungle was astounding. She knew which plants were safe, how to read the tracks of unseen predators. Our journey was a nightmare of close calls. We snuck past a den of sleeping lions, their low growls vibrating through the ground. I almost stepped on a venomous snake, but Elaine pulled me back just in time. Every shadow seemed to hold a new threat, every sound a potential death sentence. Yet, through it all, a fragile bond formed between us. The sun began to dip below the horizon. We could hear it now, the faint, distant drone of an engine. The airfield. Hope, fierce and bright, ignited within me. We were so close. We broke into a run, crashing through the undergrowth. The sound grew louder. We were going to make it. But the jungle wasn't done with us. A guttural roar echoed from behind. The lion from before. And it wasn't alone. A whole pride emerged from the trees, blocking our path. They herded us, slowly, deliberately, backing us towards another precipice, a sheer drop into a dark, misty canyon. The ground crumbled beneath our feet. We both lost our footing, scrabbling for purchase, and ended up dangling side by side, the abyss yawning below. Above us, a single, thick vine hung within reach. A lifeline. But the cliff was groaning, cracking under our combined weight. It wasn't going to hold both of us. Only one of us could use that vine. Only one of us could survive. I looked at Elaine, tears blurring my vision. Her face was a mask of grim acceptance. "Hazel," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "You have to go. Live for both of us." Before I could protest, she shoved my hand towards the vine. "Go," she screamed. At that exact moment, the section of the cliff she was clinging to gave way entirely. Time slowed down. I watched, helpless, as she fell. Her ash-white hair fanned out like a broken halo. Her purple eyes met mine one last time, not with fear, but with a strange, unreadable expression. Then, she was gone. A gut-wrenching sob tore from my throat. With my remaining strength, I grabbed the vine and pulled myself up. I stumbled onto the airfield, a wild, sobbing mess. Through my tears, I explained everything. About being lost. About the lions. About Elaine. When I said her name, the teachers looked at each other, stunned. They thought she was dead a year ago. The flight back to New York was a blur. 2 weeks passed. I was back at school, but not really there. I was a ghost haunting the hallways, the memory of Elaine's fall playing on a constant loop in my mind. One morning, I was walking to my locker. There was a huge crowd gathered. Pushing my way through, I tried to see what the commotion was about. And then I saw her. My blood ran cold. Leaning against the lockers was a girl with impossibly long, ash-white hair. Her skin was porcelain, maybe even paler than I remembered, and she exuded an aura of chilling coldness. She turned, and her eyes, those same bright, startling purple eyes, locked onto mine. A slow, smug smirk spread across her face. My entire body went numb. It couldn't be. It was Elaine. She took a step towards me, her voice a silken, venomous whisper that cut through the noise of the hallway. "Tell me, Hazel," she whispered, her smirk twisting into something dark and unsettling. "Did I really leap into the flames for you? Or did you just turn your back, leaving me to scorch in the heat of your indifference?"